Hey guys, so it's been a couple of months since the Lahn's release, and it's almost time for another upcoming class to be teased and then announced in the Korean version of Black Desert. So there have been a number of speculations about what the next upcoming class is. However, in early April, data mining was performed that revealed a brand new set of weapons and armors for a new class. So from this data mine, we have determined that the next upcoming class should be the Male Ranger. The main hand weapon is a crossbow. The offhand weapon is, it was originally a magic sword, but recently was changed to the magic glove. And the awakening weapon is where this gets exciting. So the main hand offhand combination is very reminiscent of the female ranger. The female ranger uses a longbow and a dagger for ranged combat, and then if they get up close, she can fight them off in melee range before returning to long range combat. However, when the female ranger awakens, she uses the Sylvan spirit sword, which turns her into a much more melee combatant and means that she is no longer anywhere near as ranged as her original pre-awakened form was, which is a pretty big disappointment to a lot of players who want to play a ranged class. However, the brand new male ranger, the awakened weapon that has been data mined for him is the Great Bow, and this means that both his main hand and his awakened weapon are ranged, which means we are finally getting our first 100% ranged class. There's also a decent chance that the magic glove could be used to control spirits if this is a male elf. We have no idea what race it is, but if it's a male elf, to go with the female ranger, then the magic glove could be to control spirits, similar to the female ranger's sword. This would mean that he could actually have all three weapons focus on ranged combat and be our first 100% ranged fighter in Black Desert. So we have no idea when the male ranger will be released, or even teased, but looking at history, we can kind of determine when the release should be. So for the most part, since Black Desert is released, classes have kind of slowed down. In the first couple months, a large number of classes were released, such as the Blader, the Plum, the Ninja. There were quite a few classes that were released in a rather short amount of time. Next up, the Awakenings were released, and then we got classes such as Striker, or Dark Knight, then the Striker, then the Mystic, and now the Lahn. Now, the Striker was released last year with the release of the Steam client. As a celebration for the Steam client release in the Western servers, the Striker was released only a couple of weeks after Korea. The Dark Knight was released a couple of months before the Striker, I believe 4 to 5 months, and the Mystic was released about 6 months after the Striker. The Lahn was then released another 6 months after the Mystic. So, going from the pattern, we can expect about half a year between releases until the next class released. However, Lahn was released back in December of 2017, which means we are now 6 months since the Lahn's release, and we can expect a brand new class to be announced, if not released, very soon by Pearl Abyss, unless they have massively changed how they plan to release classes from here on forward. So, the Male Ranger, I am pretty excited for it if it turns out to be true. There's no reason it shouldn't be. The data mining is legit. It's been confirmed by a few different sources, and if true, this is a very cool class, as it finally gives a male counterpart to the Ranger, and it's our first fully ranged non-magical class. Witch and Wizard are technically both ranged classes in both forms, but both of them are much closer to melee than a lot of people would like once they've awakened, with lots of skills that kind of surround them or are cast immediately in front of them instead of soaring forward like the pre-awakened skills do. If this class turns out to be true with a crossbow and a great bow, it should be a much more slow-paced, heavy firepower type of ranged class that should be very good in Node Wars as long as it's not too focused on 1v1 fights. So I'm pretty excited for this class to release. I will definitely update you guys as we get more information. I've been holding off on this video for a little while because I keep hoping that we'll get more info, as like I said, we're about due for another teaser from Pearl Abyss for the next class. But Pearl Abyss most likely has their hands a little full right now with BDO Mobile, as well as the port to the Xbox version, so it's a little understandable they might be holding off just a bit longer. However, the latest I would expect to get a teaser for this class would be around the time Battle for Azeroth releases. In the West, that's probably going to be when we get the Dragon patch, as Cacao likes to time major content patches such as Kamasilv and other big updates for when either the game is in trouble and there's a lot of uproar or backlash, such as when Lahn was released, or when another game is releasing a big update, such as Bless's release, even if it failed, or the upcoming Battle for Azeroth. So that's probably when Dragons can be released, and there's a decent chance that the teaser for the Male Ranger happens either then or a bit earlier in the summer. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. If you're excited about the Male Ranger, definitely comment below. I don't think I'll switch to him as my main, but I'm definitely not discounting the possibility if he's a lot of fun. I've been waiting for a Male Ranger literally since I started the game. I love playing archer classes, but I didn't like how the female ranger switched to a melee fighting class once she awakened. So definitely comment below if you're excited about this release. Hopefully this is the next class and we get a teaser video very soon. And yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you liked it, and have a good one.